In this lesson, we'll be discussing scatter plots. By the end of the lesson, you'll be able to determine if a scatter plot indicates a positive, negative, or no correlation, and take data from a real-world problem and construct a scatter plot. So a scatter plot's just a graph. We have two sets of data plotted as ordered pairs, and when they're plotted, we can see if there's a positive or negative relationship. So in this blue one, we can see that there's a positive relationship. It's going up and to the right. And in this one, we can see that there's a negative relationship. It's going down and to the right. So positive correlation means as x increases, y increases. So from the graph, we can see that we have this positive pattern. And an example is the selling price of a calculator and the number of functions. So as the selling price increases, the number of functions, the things it can do, increases. We can also have a negative correlation, and we see this pattern of down and to the right. And an example would be how long a candle is burned and how tall it is. So as time increases, the candle actually decreases. It gets shorter as time goes on. And then we might have something with no correlation. For example, a baby's gender and year of birth. Okay? It's not like we have all boys born one year and all girls born the next year. So there's no correlation between whether it's a boy or girl and the year of birth. So an example, the data shows different neighborhoods along with the distance they are from downtown Houston and the average rent. Make a scatter plot and answer the questions. So the table shows you these are different neighborhoods that are around Houston. This is how far they are from downtown, and then the rent, the monthly rent. So if we take that and we plot that on our coordinate plane here, we can see that we have a negative correlation. So yes, there is a relationship. It is linear and it is negative. And the way we would describe that, we would say as the distance increases, the rent decreases. So the further away you get from downtown Houston, the cheaper the rent is. Do the data have a positive, negative, or no correlation? So the size of an icy and the cost. Well, that is going to be a positive relationship because as the size increases, you get a large instead of a medium, the cost increases. Shopping and the amount of money. So this is a negative relationship because the more you shop, your shopping increases, your money decreases because you spend it shopping. The temperature and sunscreen sold. So this is a positive because as the temperatures increase, the sunscreen sold also increases. And then we have the shoe size and your hair color. So there's no correlation between that. There's nothing that matches up with your shoe size and your hair color. So looking at these examples, in this first one, we can see that there is a positive relationship. In the second one, we have a negative relationship. In this third one here, we couldn't draw a line. We couldn't draw a line straight up or straight down, so there's no correlation. In this one, there's also no correlation. We could not get a line that connects enough of those data points to make a straight line. And this one would be negative, and here would be positive. So when the x values and the y values both increase, what kind of correlation is that? Well, if they're both increasing, that's going to be a positive correlation. When x and y values are not related, what kind of correlation? Well, that's going to be no correlation.